I'm going to show you a hip and back opening sequence. To start, we're going to lie down on the ground and we're going to hug our knees to our chest. So depending on how flexible you are, you might be able to clasp your elbows with your hands, or if not, somewhere on the forearm would also be sufficient. Either way, hug your knees to your chest and start slowing down your breathing. So take one deep inhale and exhale. Next, try to press your tailbone onto the ground. You may need to loosen your grip a little bit with your arms because your knees will be wanting to come further up to give your body space to drop your tailbone down. You may have noticed that the stretch or the opening has moved. Let's take a breath here. Our next movement will be to do hip circles whilst lying down. So hold on to your knees and let's make circles, rotating our legs in our hip sockets. Let's do outward circles to start. And then move the other way. Enjoy this lovely opening in your hip socket. Do as many times as you need to. And when you feel like you want to stop, bring your knees close to your chest, but this time avoiding your chest and maybe bringing them down wide, close to your armpits. This will give you a different stretching sensation. Let's take a breath here. Our final movement of the sequence is to bring our knees together again, close together into your chest. This was our first movement of the sequence. But we're going to follow that up with pushing our knees to one side. Our hips and our lower back will lift off the ground. Try to bring your knees to the ground onto one side of your body. However, your shoulders should be pressed against the ground. So both shoulders are pressed against the ground. We're going to stretch our arms out to either side. If there's not enough space, put your arms into cactus position. The final step of this movement is to twist your gaze away from your legs. This completes a full back and spinal twist for you to enjoy. Let's stay here for 10 to 15 seconds each side. Take a big deep breath here. And let's switch sides. So bring your knees up to chest. Maybe hang for a few seconds here, maybe roll side to side. And then bring your knees down to our second side. Again, our shoulders should be plastered onto the ground. Lower back and hips have lifted off the ground. Open your arms out wide or in cactus. twist your gaze away from your knees. Take a breath here. Again, we're going to stay for 10-15 seconds. Slowly bring your knees up to chest. Hug your knees once more. And let's use a little bit of energy to roll back and forward. You may need to create some space between your knees and your chest to be able to do this. But rock and make your movement bigger and bigger till you're able to rock all the way up to seated. When you're seated, let's take the opportunity to roll our shoulders back. Sit up straight. Take your breath. And that is the sequence to open up our hips and our lower back. If you enjoyed this routine, feel free to repeat 2 or 3 times.